in the course of numerical methods. We are in the module of interpolation. Already we have discussed Newton's forward interpolation, Newton's backward interpolation, and Lagrange's interpolation formula. And already also we have discussed about the impact of equispaced data and unequispaced data, as well as in which cases what will be the suitable interpolation formula, that was also discussed. But now in a gross sense, if we see, in case of Newton's forward interpolation formula and in case of Newton's backward interpolation formula, before using the interpolating polynomial structure, we have constructed the difference tables. And when we have constructed forward difference table and backward difference table, it was a preliminary requirement that the data has to be equispaced. But in case of Lagrange's interpolation formula, we don't need any table. Now we are going to introduce in this lecture two things. First one is divided difference table. So first of all, we have to see divided difference table we can construct in which type of data. Next, using this divided difference elements from the divided difference table, we are going to introduce the divided difference interpolation formula for finding out the result along this requirement. So let us start this. First of all, if we get x0, x1, x2 up to xn in general, basically, where it is not mandatorily required that all of them are equal spacing. That means we are now considering an equispaced data set. Now, whenever we are having an equispaced data set in the previous cases, we are actually using Lagrange's interpolation formula. But here, what we can do, we are first of all introducing the concept of divided difference. So when we are thinking about divided difference, initially we are actually talking about first order. After that, we are going to increase the order of this divided difference. So first order divided difference of fx for two arguments x0 and x1 are denoted by f of x0, x1. Sometimes you can get some other notations also, but the definition of this one is f of x0 minus f of x1 by x0 minus x1. And immediately one property we can generate from this definition, that I can write f of x1 minus f of x0 by x1 minus x0. Both of them are same, and according to this, the definition, it is x1 comma x0. That means we can say that f of x0 x1 is equal to f of x1 x0. That means the divided difference considering x0 and x1 and the divided difference considering x1 and x0 will be same. Similarly, instead of 2 points, if we have 3 points, then what we can do, we can write it as f of x0, x1 and x2. But before that, I just want to introduce for the next pair, that is x0, x1. If we are thinking for x1, x2, then according to the definition, what we are going to get, f of x1, x2 is equal to f of x1 minus f of x2 by x1 minus x2. All of you can see that x1, x2, f of x1, f of x2 all are given to us. So we obviously get the results of this first order divided differences. Now, if we want to go for the second order divided difference, we are having the notation of f of x0, x1 and x2. And look at this, according to the definition, if we write it, it will be a little bit bigger, but in an intermediate step like the forward difference and backward difference, we can express it like f of x1 x2 minus f of x0 x1. Look at this, f of x1 x2 and f of x0 x1 are already generated by the first order divided difference formula, and it is divided by x2 minus x0. Just keep one information in your mind: when you are taking the second order divided difference, then the difference in the denominator will also be the difference between not the consecutive but keeping one skipped. So if it is your x0, if it is your x1, it is your x2. For first order, in the denominator the gap is considered like this, and the second order, in the denominator the gap is considered like this. So that is why x2 minus x0 is there. So in the similar manner, if we are thinking about the nth order divided difference, then what it will be? It is denoted by f of x0, x1 dot 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 up to xn, and according to the symmetry of this definition, all of we are able to write it like this: x1, x2 dot dot dot, it is up to xn, then minus f of x0, x1 dot 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 x in minus 1, and the denominator will be obviously xn minus x0. So this is the whole thing what we can say about it as the definition of the divided differences. Now once if a data set is given, and if we can successfully find out the divided differences of that particular data set using these notations in an interpolating polynomial, we can find out the result also. So let us go for the next part, and we can see that how our divided difference interpolation formula works. So the formula for divided difference interpolation for polynomial is fx is equal to f of x0. There is also symmetry, you can identify it, plus x minus x0, f of x0 x1 plus x minus x0, x minus x1, f of x0 x1 x2 and so on. So obviously if the total number of data is up to xn, that is x0 to xn, accordingly x minus x0, x minus x1, x minus x2 up to this, we will go for x minus xn, and the divided difference will also be considered as that one. When we are going to give some specific example for this problem, then it will be more clear to us. Just before going into this specific structure, I just want to mention one thing here, that when we are also going to construct the divided difference table, in case of divided difference table also, if it is our x, if it is our y, and all of these are given, then when we are considering the first order, second order divided differences, the structure will be diminishing, and you are going to get the structure like this pattern. So we will get this immediately clear. So let us check a problem. So the problem is suppose like this: f of 0 is equal to 8, f of 1 is equal to suppose 68, and f of 5 is equal to 123. So we have to construct First, a divided difference table, and then we have to find out the value and find the value of f2. Okay, so there are two parts. First one is that to construct a divided difference table, and second one is find out the value of f2. And first observation is that here, if I think about the table, it is x, it is y. Please look at this, how it is going on. In case of x, we are going to write the values as 0, then 1, and then 5. So immediately our conclusion is that it is not at all an equispaced data set. And the corresponding functional value, observed functional values are 8, then 68, and then 123. So obviously here there is no question of constructing forward difference table or backward difference table. So what we are doing here, we are doing the first order divided difference, and we know that the notation is x0 comma x1, which is according to the definition. If we write it as, then f of x1 minus f of x0 by x1 minus x0, so it will be f of x1 68 minus 8 by 1 minus 0. So what we get as the value 60. In the similar manner, when we are going for the next difference, it is x1 x2, and it will be 123 minus 68 by 5 minus 1. So what we get as 13.75. So immediately all of you can identify that if the table is with having some more numbers, we have to find out the length of the table is obviously higher than this one. And one more information, there are three values. So in the first order we get 2, and the second order we will get only 1, and obviously the table will be completed. And the notation is x0, x1, x2. And accordingly, if you want to write down the expression of this one, then this 13 minus 7 5, that means f of x1 minus x2 minus f of x1 x0 minus x1 by x2 minus x0. So then our calculation will be 13.75 minus 60 by 5 minus 0. We get, after finding out the value, as it will be 9.25. So now our construction of divided difference table is complete. So once my divided difference table is complete, now if we emphasize on this particular formula, then obviously we can identify that fx0, that means this one, is known to us. Then f of x0 x1, that means this one, it is also known to us. And then f of x0 x1 x2, that is also now known to us, and the other values are obviously known to us. So here our x is equal to 2 because it is asked to find out f2. Instead of that, if we have to find out the interpolating polynomial, then we will not write x equal to 2, we will write the whole equation in terms of x, and we will get the interpolating polynomial. So it is my request that in your leisure time, please find out the interpolating polynomial for this divided difference problem. Okay, now as per the requirement of this problem, we are going to find out the value of f2. So f2 can be written as f of x0 plus x minus x0, f of x0 x1, just according to the definition, then x minus x0, x minus x1, f of x0 x1 x2, and we will not write any dot dot sign over here because we have seen that the problem can be extended up to this only. So after that we know all the values. F of x0, that is 8 plus 2 minus 0, then f of x0 x1, that is 60, then plus 2 minus 0, then 2 minus 1, then minus 9.25. So after simplifying this, we will get the value as 109.50. So this is the required value of f2 as per this table, as well as per divided difference interpolation formula. Now, before concluding this part, I just want to mention that if we are having it is for you, that if you are having equispaced data and find divided difference table, then any observation you can make. This is the first one, and the second one is that in case of equispaced data, what will be the divided difference interpolating polynomial, and here is also any observation and its justification. And the third and the final one is that for a specific given data set, find out the interpolating polynomial in Lagrange's method and find out the same in divided interpolation formula, and then compare. And it is for actually unequispaced data, and if it is given data set where it is equispaced, then actually your job is to make the at least 3, or if it is possible then 4 classifications. One is Lagrange, because Lagrange can be applicable anywhere. Another one is divided, and after that forward and or backward. Not only finding values, along with finding values at a specific point. Also, please compare the interpolating polynomials, because it will make your idea and concept very clear. So we are not extending this discussion. Just before concluding, I want to say that please go through these references. There are lots of examples and also some geometrical interpretations are presented. It will be helpful for you. and also find out some problems along with this assignment for your practice purpose. Thank you. Happy listening. Happy learning.